Hi guys, in today's tutorial we'll be learning how to draft a princess that bustier. So if you're a beginner, you are welcome because this video is actually very detailed. So for the front pattern, what we're going to be doing is to draw out our starting line, which is our shoulder line. Then from that point I came down by 10 inches, which is my bust point. Then I came down by 14 inches, which is my under bust point, and 17 inches, which is my waistline. After that, I went ahead to draw out vertical lines connecting those points to each other. I went ahead to label those lines. So if you've watched this point, please just subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you very much. On my shoulder line, I placed my shoulder measurements, which is 15 divided by 2, 7.5. Then I went ahead to mark the neck width, which is 3, and the neck depth, which is 3 too. Then I connected them using my curved ruler. Now to create the shoulder slope, I'm going to be coming down from the shoulder measurement by 1 inch. Then I'll connect it to meet the neck width. We all know that our shoulder is not straight, so that's why it's slanted. Then to create the chest line, I'm going to be going up from the bust point by 2 inches. Then I'm going to be drawing out the vertical line there. To create the armhole, I'm going to be drawing out a straight line from the shoulder slope down to the chest line. Then I'm going to be measuring that armhole line and marking the midpoint. Then from that midpoint I went in by ½ an inch. Then on the chest line I went ahead to divide my bust measurement by 4. I placed it there. Then I went ahead and connected those points. That is our armhole. After I was done creating the armhole, I went ahead to divide my nipple to nipple measurement into 2, which mine is 8. 8 divided by 2 is 4. I placed it on the bust point. I placed 4 on the bust point. Then I minus 0.5 from that 4, which is 3.5. Then I place 3.5 on the under bust and also the waistline. So the essence of doing this is just to give it that princess that look. After which I went ahead to connect those points. Then from the bust line I came down by ½ an inch. The essence of going down by ½ an inch on the bust line is just to eliminate every form of sharpness on that bust point area. I proceeded to mark 2 inches on both the under bust and the waistline. Then I connected it to meet the bust line using my curved ruler. Just place it just the way I'm doing it, so that's just where the bust will be resting. Now from the shoulder line I came down by 4 inches. Then I connected it to meet the bust point. Then now to create the armhole dart, I'm going to be coming down from that initial 4 inches I marked on the armhole. I'm going to coming down by 2 inches. Then I'll connect it to meet the bust point too. I went ahead to extend that my line there by 2 inches. The essence of doing this is just to avoid any form of like while joining it, one being shorter than the other. And I went ahead to just draw out a new armhole. I noticed my camera went off while I was doing that, but you can just see what I did there. It's actually very easy. So now on the bust point, the bust line, I'm going to go ahead and mark my round bust measurement. I will divide it and add seam allowance 1.5 as my seam allowance. Then on the waistline I went ahead to mark my waist measurement divided by 4. Then I went ahead to replace the dark intake we had there, which was 2 inches. Then I added 1.5 as my seam allowance. I went ahead to connect those points together. Then the next thing to do is just to trim, and that's all for the drafting of this front pattern. So if you've watched to this point and you still haven't subscribed, please help me by subscribing to my channel and also like the video. It will help my channel grow. Thank you very much. So now to mark our back pattern, we are going to be getting a new pattern paper. Then we are going to be drawing out our starting line, which is our shoulder line. Then I came down by 10 inches as my bust point measurement. Then 17 inches as my half length, that's my waistline. Then I went ahead to mark 1.5 inches as my zipper allowance. After I was done connecting those points I made there to each other, I went ahead to just label all our lines. For the back pattern, you will notice I did not include the under bust measurement, and that is because our back is flat, so there's no point including the under bust measurement. My shoulder line, I marked 7.5 inches as my shoulder measurement and 3 inches for the neck width. But for the neck depth, I went down by 1.5 inches. You can make yours 2 if you want. It depends on how deep you want it to be. I just wanted mine to be 1.5. I connected them using my ruler. For the shoulder slope, I came down from my shoulder measurement by 1 inch and I connected it in a slant to meet the neck width. For the chest line, I came up from the bust point by 2 inches. I drew out a straight line from the shoulder slope down to the chest line, which is my armhole line. From that armhole line, I'm going to determine the midpoint. On the chest line, I'm going to go ahead and just mark out my bust measurement. That's my bust divided by 4. Then I will connect it to create the armhole. To create my dart, I marked my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2, which gave me 4 on the chest line, the bust line, and also the waistline. Then I went out on both sides on the waistline by 0.5 inches and connected it to meet the chest line. After I was done creating the dart, I went ahead to just impute all my round body measurements. So on that bust line, I divided my bust measurement by 4. I imputed it there and added 1.5 inches as my seam allowance. For my waistline, I went ahead to just mark my waist measurement divided by 4. Then I replaced the dark intake there, which was 1 inch, and I added 1.5 as my seam allowance, and just connected those points. To eliminate zipper bulge on the waistline, I went in by 0.5 inches and I drew out a line in a slant. Then I went ahead to just replace the 0.5 inches I got. So that is now the new zipper allowance, all for the drafting of the back pattern. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and also like this video. It will help my channel grow. Thank you.